Now, at the time of last session, we have discussed the meshing methods, and under these meshing methods, I have covered all methods. Okay, and until I have not started the controls for the meshing. And in this, I have discussed the patch confirming, patch independent, then tetrahedron method, then here what are the different algorithms, that is hexahedral method, next sweep meshing, then multi-zone meshing. Okay, all these methods, automatic method, all these methods I have covered. Okay, now we will go for one object, and I will show you meshing of this object, meshing of this object. Here I am going to apply almost all methods from tetrahedron to sweep method or multi-zone method also. Okay, you will see here how we can apply it and what is the difference between all this. I will show you. Now, first what I will do, I will import the geometry. I will start the mesh here. Okay, whether I have started the recording? Yes, I have started. I will start the mesh. And then I will import the geometry. Import, browse. Now this geometry I am going to import. Now I will open the mesh. Edit. Now here, what I want to do, my objective is testing the component or testing and comparing the mesh generated by different methods. What are the different methods? Here first I am going to use automatic tet or automatic tetra patch confirming. Then I am going to use tetra patch independent. Next, multi-zone hex meshing, that is multi-zone meshing. Then by using cut cell, that is assembly meshing. Then I will go for sweep meshing and automatic tetra and sweep method, that we are going to see. Now you see here, this is the geometry, and this on this geometry, what we are going to do, we are going to apply all these methods. Now first, what I am going to do, I want to select the units. Now for units, select meter, kg, newton. Okay, next. Now this is the CAD file, and it contains the single body. How you can check? If you go to this geometry, you select this, you see here it is selected and it is single body. And this body is representing the component in ventilation system. Now there is one inlet. Now suppose fuel is coming from this side, that is fuel is coming from this upper pipe and passes through this chamber, and it is exiting from the lower pipe. That means this one is inlet, this one is chamber, and here this space is outlet. Okay, now there are several small circular vents. You can see here, these are the small circular vents. Okay, that vents are imprinted on the chamber. You can see here, you see this if you observe this one, these are not holes, just these vents are imprinted on the chamber. Here we are going to apply the all meshing methods. Now you see here, See here, actually mesh is not a defined process. Okay, because depending upon the speed, memory usage, requirement for depicturing, and any mesh specific solver restrictions, you have to select the mesh method. Okay, now again, in addition to this mesh methods, I am going to show you inflation also. Okay, now now first I will go to the mesh, this mesh. Now you can see here your physics preference is mechanical. Now we need to do the meshing for CFD applications, so I am going to change it to CFD, and solver preference is fluent. Okay, after that, now if we go to the sizing, see here, this is a what we can say, global parameters or global setting. Now I am not going to do any global setting or global control of the mesh. Now these parameters, the parameters which we are entering here, these parameters are global set control of the mesh. Now that global control of the mesh we will discuss in next session. Okay, now here I am going to concentrate only on the methods of mesh. Okay, now next one. Now first I will give the name selection. Why we need to give the name selection? Depending upon the name selection, we have to apply the boundary conditions, or we have to create the sets of entities also. Now I will right click here and click on create name selection, and it is suppose inlet. Okay, next one. Now I will select this space, right click here, create name selection, and suppose this is outlet. Okay, now after giving the name selection, now one more thing I want to tell you here, from global control I am going to use inflation. So here I am going to select the inflation. Where is inflation? You see here, if you go down in the mesh, you select the mesh, and below this quality, see here, initially you have defaults, then sizing, and below sizing quality, and then inflation. Now in inflation, what I am going to do now, here use automatic inflation in place of automatic inflation. What I am going to do, I am going to select, now there is a none. I want to apply the inflation, because if we consider this as a wall, then there should be small grid size or small what we can say cell size near to this wall. So I have to provide the inflation, and in place of none I am going to use program controlled. After that, now smooth transition, here we don't have control. Now if we select the total thickness, then we have to provide the maximum thickness. Maximum thickness means at up to what thickness we should have in effect of inflation. Okay, now here I am going to use 0.003, because my units are in meter, so I am going to use here 3 millimeter, or 0.003 meter. And here number of layers, how many number of layers you need? You need that you can decide. If your gradient is steep, gradient of the flow variable is steep, then you have to go for more number of layers. Okay, but for 0.003 millimeter, I want only 4 layers. Now growth rate means here it is a growth in the size of the elements. Now first element is of one element edge length, then second element is 1.2 edge length. Now depending in that ratio, you will get the growth rate of the elements. Okay, now this will generate the inflation. Now what I will do, I will generate the, now I have not added any method, just I have added the inflation. I will generate the mesh. It is a, again it is a default mesh with inflation. Now you can see here how it is, looking like here. This is what we can say, this is default mesh. Default mesh means in case
Patch
of,
conforming mesh.
yes,
So it is a patch conforming mesh.
yes, it is patch confirming. It is just actually what I want to show you here. Here if you have not selected any method, then it will select the automatic by default. And when
Oh,
we
default
select,
one.
yes, it is default. By default
Okay,
it is select automatic method. Okay. Now you can see here you have inflation layers. You can see this one. If you observe this, it is inflation layer. Okay. now now here the method selected is automatic, and here when it is selected as automatic, or when default is selected, that means we have not selected any method, it is automatic method, and it is a tetrahedron method in case of CFD applications. You have to remember this. It is a in case of CFD applications, it is a tetrahedron method with patch confirming algorithm. Okay. And one more thing I want to tell you here. Here there is one option in this sizing. There is use adaptive sizing. Now this is no. In CFD it is a no. By default it is no. And in mechanical applications it is yes. Okay. Now you have to remember this. This mesh has confirmed to the all geometric details. That means it is capturing all geometrical details. All surface except inlet and outlet have been inflated. You can see here this, all the surfaces except inlet and outlet have been inflated. Now next one. Now what I will do, I will create one section plane. Then you will get the clear visibility of the elements. Clear visibility of the elements. Okay, I will keep this in the direction. Next, what I will do, now I will go to the select section plane, and I will draw a line here. Now you can see here you will get the inflated layer on all the edges, Now you see this meshed interior here. If you observe this one, you can see this, you will get the inflation on this section, Now this is a default method, always uses patch confirming or sweep depending if the geometry is sweepable. You have to remember this. If your geometry is sweepable, it uses the sweep method also. Okay. Now I will hide this section plane. Next one. Now this is one automatic method. Now if I want to insert the method manually, if I want to insert the method manually, now for that purpose, either you right click here and click on insert, you will get the methods, or here right click on mesh insert method. Okay. Before that, what I want to do, I want to clear this the data which I have entered. That means I want to clear the input which I have given for this meshing. So for or to clear the generated data or mesh generated data, what you have to do, you right click here, and here you have option clear generated data. Clear generated data. It is asking, do you want to clear the meshes? You click on yes. Now this mesh has been cleared. Okay. Now again I want to insert the method. Okay. Now for inserting method, right click on this, insert method. Now for a method, we need to select the body. You click on this body and select apply button. Select apply button. Now, now here you can see here method, in front of method you have automatic. See here these are the methods. One is automatic, tetrahedron, sweep, multi-zone, Cartesian, layered tetrahedron. Okay. Now first I have selected uh, this automatic, and it is same to the method, or it is a same to the default method. Now what I will do, I will select the tetrahedron. Automatic is same to the, it is creating same mesh to that of the default. So I am not going to select automatic once again. I am going to select here tetrahedron patch independent tetrahedron. Now tetrahedron, in tetrahedron uh, patch confirming algorithm already you have seen. Now I am going to select the patch independent. Patch confirming tetrahedron algorithm is same to the default algorithm. Okay. Now I will select patch independent. Now when patch independent algorithm is selected, uh, a number of patch independent specific settings appear in this detailed window. Okay, this can be or this I will leave this as it is. I will show you these are the global controls. These global controls I will show you in next session. Now just you see here uh, element order, use global setting, maximum element size. Okay, you can enter here maximum element size, feature angle. Next, face mesh based depicturing. Next, refinement, smooth transition, growth rate, minimum edge length, and all the things that you can see in your global control options. Okay, and your next session is on global control. Okay, after that I will generate the mesh. You can observe this one. Wait for the meshing because it takes some time. Here you will get the progress. The patch independent method uses different and specific type of implementation. You have to remember the okay, it is doing the mesh.
Sir, I have one question.
Yes, yes, sir, yes.
Can you tell me when to use patch independent test in the independence and patch confirming method, and will it affect on the accuracy
Uh,
of the mesh?
okay, it is actually it is affect on the mesh. That is the solution. But what happens? We cannot say in some objects patch confirming will work. In some objects patch independent will work. See here, in case of patch independent, if your small features means imprints in this objects are important. These imprints are important. Then you cannot go for the patch independent algorithm. You have to go for patch confirming algorithm. That means if small edges, small features on the surfaces are important, then you have to go for patch confirming algorithm. And if these things are not important, and if you want to remove automatically these things, then you have to go for patch independent algorithm. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, understood.
Just minute, it is doing the mesh. It is, and one more thing, speed of the patch independent is less as compared to the this patch confirming method. Why it is taking not this much time? It has taken time. Okay. Now you will get one warning, that is the mesh on in following entities might be valid but too coarse. Okay. Now this is a coarse mesh it is creating. You can control the size, but if you observe this one, if you observe this mesh, then it has removed the surface, that means imprints, surface imprints. Already I have told you that is patch confirming is starting from the surfaces, and actually it is starting from the edges, then it moves to the surfaces, then it goes to the volumes. And in patch independent it is starting from the volume and it go back to the edges, and patch confirming is giving respect to the all edges and surfaces. Okay, and patch independent is not giving respect to the all edges and faces. So here if you observe this one here, that the imprints in the surface objects that have been removed, you can see here. uh, okay, here it is not visible. I will open that and I will show. You see here, these imprints have been removed in case of patch independent algorithm. But if you see this one here, here you are getting bigger elements, here also you are getting bigger elements, on curved surface you are getting smaller elements. And one more interesting thing, if you remember, the interior portion of the elements in patch confirming and in this, you will get big difference in this. You can see here how these elements are looking like. You see this here, you will get the uniform variation of the elements inside the volume. Are you getting this? Because it is starting from the volume and you will get the very good pattern of the elements inside the geometry. But on faces and edges it is going to remove the small elements. Okay, sorry, small features. Now next one. Next one.
Hello, sir.
Now, yes.
Sir, how can we control that maximum that mess? Because right here in the face there is too much big mess compared to age. Then how we
Yes,
can control?
we can control that. That was I am telling. That is, if we go to the meshing here, here you have global controls, and again there are local controls. And this is the next part of your session. That is global controls. I am going to cover in next session, and after that I am going to cover uh, local controls. And what you have to do, you have to use simultaneously all the things. Okay,
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
are you getting this? That means here, in addition to these methods, you have to set these parameters also. What is maximum size? What is this capture curvature? Then curvature minimum size. Everything you have to control. Okay, but in while taking session, I'm going to cover one by one. Okay. Next.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Next, uh, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the next method. Next method is multi-zone method. Now see here, again use same procedure, that is mesh, insert, method, and multi-zone. And here, if you have method, if you want to change this, you can do it. Now how you can do it? Here you have method. If you select this patch independent, okay, and in method we have selected patch independent, okay, and tetrahedron method you have selected. Now I want to change this method, and this method which I want to use, multi-zone. Okay. Now you see here in multi-zone, here you have mapped mesh type hex. There are different types. That is, hex means it is going to create only hexahedron elements. Hex prism means it is going to create hexa as well as prism elements, and prism elements, it is going to create the prism elements only. Now you can try for this yourself also. You change one by one. That is, you check for hex element, then you check for hex and prism element, then you can check for only prism element. Okay, that you can do. Now I'll select here hex element. Now next one, now face mesh type. Here there are some options. Now face, I want to mesh by tetra elements, I want to mesh by tetra pyramid, hex dominant and hex core. Hex dominant and hex core, it will create the hex element. But if your face is not that is not good for creating the hex elements, better way how to select the tetra pyramid elements. Okay. Now after selecting this tetra pyramid, now you can select element order, source and target, you can select. Then all these things I am going to keep as a default. Okay. Now after that, I'm going to generate the mesh. And one more thing you see here, you have selected inflation. So in every method, you will get the inflation. Now you can see here. Now that layers have been adjusted. Now you can see here, you will get the, again in this method also, you don't have that imprint faces. Okay. And one more thing, you can see here you will get the uniform mesh. Okay. And it has created all hexahedron elements. You can see this. I will show you here. You see here, these elements also, these are also hexahedron elements, because we have selected all hexahedron elements. Okay. Now you can check this by section plane. You see here, it has created all hex elements, and some prism elements are there. Now these are the prism elements. You can see this one. These are the prism elements. Okay. And these are the hex elements. Sorry. Next one. Next. Now this is about the multi-zone method. Now I will go for the other method. Now for that purpose, what I will do, I will suppress this method. Now I will go to the assembly meshing. Assembly meshing is not inserted as method. Okay, but must be activated in the global details. Okay, assembly method is not method. That is, assembly meshing is not a method, but it is activated through the global control. Now for that purpose, Now select the mesh object. Now check this meshing algorithm, and in this meshing algorithm or in meshing details, you go to the this assembly meshing. In assembly meshing, method is none. Now I want to change it to the cut cell. Cut cell. This is a required for CFD applications. Okay. Now after that, after that, uh, in assembly, this geometry is application meshing. Select the body as shown in here. This body under geometry. Then you will get the details here. Okay. Now here one more thing I want to tell you here. See here, if you go for the assembly meshing, now then you have to select the material for it. Material for it means either solid material or fluid material. Okay. Now here where you will get that material, select the geometry. Now here you will get assignment material. Now here I am going to change to the fluid. Okay, and then we will go to the generate mesh. It is creating. Okay, it has created. You can see here uh, in this cut cell mesh method that circular imprints are ignored, but it produces the large. You can see here it produces the uh, large quantity of X cells and is uh, useful in cases that would otherwise require significant geometry cleanup. Okay, if some cases you need this, now you can see here you have inflation, and if we go for the section plane here, you can see here how it has created cut cell elements or by assembly mesh. Okay, it is uniform mesh. Next one. Now I will close this. Now I'll go to the geometry. Okay, section plane I need to hide. I will delete all the section planes. Now what I will do, I will set these names. I will select these three holes and I will click on create name selection. I will give the imprint name and I will click OK. Now see here these holes. Now again I will generate the mesh. Now how it is changing the meshing way, you can observe here, because we have given name selection. Just a minute. It has not changed anything. Okay. Oh, okay. Now I will go to the sweep method. Now when we want to you want to use sweep method, then you should have sweepable geometry. Okay. Now if I right click here and if I, okay, not, it is not visible here. Now I have to clear this generated data. Clear the generated data. Again I will mesh it. If you have doubt, you can ask me, because it is not fixed the process. It requires some what we can say, it is iterative process. Now if you want to use the sweep command or sweep method, then you should have sweepable geometry. Okay, sweepable geometry. Before that, we will check this mesh and then we will again clear it. Now you can see here last time I have not cleared the data. Now here because of name selection of these three holes, it has created the mesh like this. It has created mesh like this. Okay. Now here there are three circular holes which we have used names for these circular holes as imprints, and those are captured well by cut cell method. Okay. Now you can remember this difference in cut cell. If it is going to remove the small features, but if you have name selection in cut cell, it is going to capture the that small features very good manner. Okay. Now I will clear again this data. Okay, I will clear this data. Now I want to use the sweep method. Now if you want to use the sweep method, I will right click here and it is not going to show sweepable body. I will right click here. No, I will clear the multi-zone also. Okay. Now here you don't have sweepable body. This one, this body is not sweepable. We need to convert this into sweepable body. Sweepable means here it is a body having, what we can say, uniform size or uniform shape. Okay, this is not complete sweepable body. Now for that purpose we need to separate out this smaller pipe section, and we need to separate out this smaller pipe section. This you can do in design modeler, or you can uh, change in design modeler, or you can import the new model also. I will you can do it. I will import new model. Now I will, how to import new model I will show you. In workbench, I have closed the meshing window. In workbench, right click here, and what you have to do, you click on replace geometry. Now I have this model. What is that difference between this model and last model, that I will show you. Now it is asking to use upstream data. Yes. Okay. Just minute, till it is opening. Now, similar to the patch confirming or that all methods, we can use sweep method also. Till it is opening. Now you can see here, if you go to the geometry, this is one solid, this is other solid, this is third solid. Why you are getting these three solids? Because we have uh, separated this part and this part for getting the sweepable body. Now if we go to the right click, again it is not showing sweepable body. Why it is not showing? Okay, that we will see here. Okay, now 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 what you have to do, you right click here, insert, method, mesh group, what happens? Okay, just minute, I need to open separate object. Okay, I will drag this here, and I will import geometry, browse. Just minute, it is because of settings which we have here, that settings are not allowing to insert the methods. Just a minute. I will close this. Now here it is showing the method. See here in last case the settings was not deleted, so it was not showing this menu. Here you are getting this insert method. Now select this method. Now for that purpose, what I am going to do, I am going to select one by one method. Before going to that, I will show you one thing. If I delete this, if I right click here and show sweepable bodies, now you can see here you have only two sweepable bodies. That means we can create the sweep mesh on these two bodies. Now I will click on here insert method. Now I will select this part, apply, and in place of automatic I am going to select the sweep command or sweep body. Okay, now after that here source and target selection, what I will do, you can select the source and target. What is happening here, the pattern of the mesh on one face will be replicated as it is on the other face, other opposite face. That means if I select this face, you see here, if I select this face, the pattern of the mesh on this face will be replicated as it is on the this face. So I'm going to select manual source, and manual source I'm going to select this one. Okay, now same thing I'm going to repeat for other part, this part. So I will go to the insert method. I'm going to apply this one, and here in place of automatic I'm going to use sweep, and here also source and target selection, manual source I will select. You can select the source as well as target also as a manual. Okay, now after doing this, you have to select the inflation for the sweepable bodies. uh, this global program controlled inflations we have used so far is not compatible with the sweep meshing. Okay, now uh, what you have to do, you select this space and this space. After that, select the insert option, insert. Now here also you can insert the inflation and select the inflation. Okay, and click on apply. Geometric selection, two pieces. Okay, you have to select this body. Okay, after this two edges I have selected. After this, in same thing you have to repeat. Here in place of smooth transition you select the total thickness. Here number of layers I will select 4, and here point not 3 meter. Okay, and after that I have to select the generate mesh option. Okay, one more thing I have need to do. I have not I will clear all the data here. Clear all the data, so you are not getting inflation and all the things. Now one more thing I want to tell you here. Now see here we have applied the inflation on this only, on these two bodies. We have not applied inflation on this. You see here sweep is like this, sweep is here also, inflation is on these two edges, number of layers is Okay, age, we have to select this age also. Okay.
So that
Yes. Yes.
so inflation is going to be also done in that source or target body.
Yes. That's why I have deleted that one. Source and target body. No, we don't have source and target body. Source face we have. Now here you will not get the inflation. You will get the inflation in ages. We have selected this body. Na? You see here we have selected two faces. Here for inflation you can see here two faces and uh, that ages. So you will get on that ages. Okay. Now 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 what you have to do? You have to apply the inflation on this one. Okay. How you can apply the inflation on this one? Now what you have to do? You go to mesh. Now you select this body, go to inflation. Here
So
next
we go
one.
to the name selection.
No, not necessary to use the name selection. Here program control. Okay, what we will do? I will not select this one. I will keep this none as it is. I will go to the mesh insert inflation. Now here this body is selected. Now faces I am going to select faces. Now for selection of faces, I have to select all the faces on this body. Am I right? Now I can do it. I will select the box selection and I'm going to select these faces. Okay. Hide this body also and I'm going to select. Okay, I'm going to select this one. You will check it. Now in mesh, inflation, which part is selected extra? I will edit the selection. Okay, I will delete it. Now I will insert one more method. Sorry, not method. Delete it. Right click here, insert inflation. Where is inflation? Mesh. Inflation. Now I will select this body. Sorry. Why it is creating the problem for selection?
Do you want to choose the faces?
Yes. Choose the
Then you can.
faces.
Yes, then you can select one face, then press and hold the control key and select another all faces.
Now here it is single face. Here I have selected box selection now. So it should be selected
Uh,
inside that. Okay, you can select manually also, one by one. That is also possible. One by one selection, there may be chances of missing the faces. You can see here these in print faces also selected. This was the problem in case of one by one selection. Okay. Now these spaces I have selected. You can select by box, you can select by control key or everything. Now here I will use smooth transition to the total thickness, number of layers 4, and here point not 3. Okay. After that I will generate the mesh. Okay, before that I will show this, then I will generate the mesh. Now you can see here sweepable body and all the things. You can see here we have not controlled the size. We have not controlled the size. You can see here. Okay, so that's why it is showing the this type of mesh, this type of mesh. But you have inflation and you have sweep and all the things. Okay. Now you can see here if I select this plane, you can see here inside this there is a layer of sweep. Okay, or inflation layer. Okay, you got it. Any doubt here? Now this object I have shown all the methods. Again in next we have some methods, also we have global controls. Any doubt here? Any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, uh, today I will stop here. What at what timing tomorrow we will meet? Because see here in the evening we